All right, guys, grab your
Chinese tchotchkes.
because we about to go in. So we'll continue on with, really, now it's just straight up like I'm watching a car crash. You know, I'm just rubbernecking a car crash at this point. Because that's what this trial really is. Like, in multiple ways, it's just a Tokyo drifting. There we go. So, I mean, obviously the most insane performance, you know, reacting to this trial is going to be Steve, of course, Canada's and America's sweetheart, Steven Crowder. So we'll look at some clips of him in the Basement Boys. But there's just some just weird stuff going on in this trial that, especially today, that we'll take a look at if you haven't been just sort of again. If you haven't been rubbernecking it. Okay, so we're on just literally like 7 hours and almost 1 million views. I mean, this, woo boy, yikes.
Boy, yikes.
Makes you want to say...
That is my own sperm.
There were 3 people right there.
See, that's real.
Okay, so the kid starts crying on the stand. You know, whatever. We'll get back to that. Steven Crowder kicks it into, like, high-octane actor. He's like, I am an actor. I'm going to put on my actor hat. And he gets really intense about this.
What you just saw boil over with Kyle Rittenhouse is, first and foremost, I'm sure, overwhelmed with emotion because he seems to genuinely feel... I hope he doesn't feel guilty. If I could talk...
My man's doing a little bit of improv here. He's like, I'm going off script on this one. Again, talking about a child who got a gun illegally, killed 2 people, blew off one guy's arm. Only 2 people killed that night. I hope he doesn't feel guilty. This entirely easy to avoid situation, the easiest situation to avoid. Oh no, but he ended up killing 2 people. Hope he doesn't feel guilty. Hope he doesn't learn anything. Hope he doesn't learn anything from this. That would be horrible.
And by the way, that's also why I think it's important for people like us to praise him. When people say, well, you just praising him, you don't know how hard it is to take a life. That's absolutely right. That's why I praise the kid who went there to help, to be clear. Who went there to serve his community, who went there to provide medical assistance. I think it's important to praise the kid. I think the kid is dealing with being overwhelmed with emotions, obviously, for I really hope not guilt. This kid didn't just have to go down there and fight for his life, which, by the way, would be enough of a story.
It's funny, in this little monologue here, he doesn't mention, you know, like the families of the people who were killed or the guy's arm that got blown off. None of that mentioned, you know, because he knows...
Where's the empathy? When the left talks about empathy, we're the side that cares.
Yeah, where's the empathy? 2 people died, you know, 2 people who, have families and all that stuff, dead. By the, where's the empathy? But this gets funny, actually.
Well, let me ask you this. Okay. What would you rather have happened?
This, I mean, for somebody to say this is so... It's so absurd that this gets 1 million views. I mean, it's astounding that we live in a country where there's 1 million people to view this. What should have happened is that we don't let 17-year-olds run around with guns, because literally, like, the front part of their brains aren't fully formed yet. Like, they can't make rational decisions, which is why we have ages for guns. So he knocked over a set of dominoes that led to 2 people getting killed and 1 person getting their arm blown off. So... Easy question for old Crowder there.
It isn't.
But really absurd. I mean, really insane that we live in a country where, like, people are, like, mulling this over. I wonder what's the way to think about this. This is pretty funny too. Steve Crowder's channel is like, they're very much like squeezing as much content out of a stone as they can. So here they play this clip from President Brandon or whatever his name is. Here we go.
Now, do you know what? Do we have that clip? We have that clip of Biden Which clip is it? Biden weighed in
R.
on this clip R. Biden.
You're not gonna believe. You're not gonna believe what Sleepy Joe. Didn't Joe Biden like poop his pants in front of some monarch or something? I think he pooped his pants. This is what Joe. Oh, actually, yeah, we have some recording of it. Here that is. But here we go. Here's Steven Crowder's slam dunk. I can't believe Sleepy Joe Biden says this.
Weighed in, and I was going to use this before on the the secession of states in America. Biden weighed in on this case before the trial even started. To be clear, here you go. Here's the president of the United States condemning this kid before, no doubt, he had watched any footage.
I'm praying the verdict is the right verdict, which is, I think it's overwhelming in my view.
Oh, shocking footage there. Somebody asked Joe Biden, "Hey, what do you think about this stupid kid? What's going to happen to him?" Well, I hope there's a fair trial, and I think the evidence is overwhelming to me. Oh my God, where'd you dig up that footage, Crowder? It would have been funny to see what Trump's like. Trump would have been out there like eating a KFC bowl and been like pardoning him like mid bite of like a chicken drumstick, like pardoning the kid. This is great too. Check this out.
For a second, that kid is there crying, right? And all of you right now, we all feel, hopefully, unless you're a sociopath like Rosenbaum or like a Gage, sorry, I get it, hearsay. But unless you're a sociopath, your heart goes out to that kid. Even the media is trying to acknowledge that he's not a stone cold killer, right? But think about this for a second. The kid was banned from GoFundMe. Posts praising Kyle Rittenhouse were removed from Facebook, from Twitter.
So all you got to do is go back to my last video about this. I scrolled through Twitter. If you search Kyle Rittenhouse, it is all like the right wingers are spamming so hard on this. They're posting these like out of context videos where their people are screaming. These like right wing influencers are like, "Yo, it's over. The trial's over." That's like all you get. It's actually, I took today and I was like, I wonder what's like liberal Twitter, saying about this. And of course they're in their little echo chamber of like, this judge is biased, throw this kid into the barbecue, all this stuff. But that's way harder to find. Like it's like if you search it, you're gonna get all right wing content right off the bat, basically. So I'm not sure what he's talking about with the Twitter thing. It's like the exact opposite. The other thing, he got banned off of GoFundMe. Okay, so this is a repost on Yahoo News from Insider, and this is from June of this year, June. So it's gonna be more money by now. Kyle Rittenstein's defense fund has raised close to $500,000 in the run-up to his November trial. So he's like, I can't even raise money. He can't even get some money. I mean, the right wing lunatics in this country are really falling into line. I wouldn't worry about that, Crowdy.
People may not. So everyone sees the emotion, and obviously that's a huge moment that we'll all remember where we were when that happened.
We're all gonna remember where we are, where we were. This is like the birth of my child. Is this moron kid who killed 2 people crying in court?
There were
We're all gonna remember. I was staring blank-faced at my stupid camera that some billionaire paid for.
The pivotal detail there, because then there is no justification for Mr. Spacers in his ear, in case you had any other reason to question his soundness of judgment. Let me put it.
You have a strong case when you're like, that guy has earrings, so we know he's a bad guy. Case closed. You go jail. You go jail now because of earrings.
My heart breaks for that kid.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's real. Maybe that's why they put him on the stand.
Yeah.
Because they knew, this trial needs a little bit of authenticity. All of a sudden, when
that's pretty funny. That was real. Also, that's what needed to happen, to see the kid cry, to try to influence the jurors' emotions, try to pull some emotional strings. Yeah, I mean,
What?
So Steven Crowder kind of clued us into what could be going on here. You know, well, maybe let's sway the jury with some waterworks. You know what I mean? Give us a little clue. I didn't really think too much about that until watching this, you know, going through it again. And it is weird. I mean, look, people cry for all kind of reasons, you know. They start doing this from their eyes. Yeah, I mean, this is the sound of someone crying right now. You ready? But there is something kind of weird about this crying thing. Let's just play it. And remember, the defense, his team is questioning him now. Okay?
Once I take that step back, I look over my shoulder, and Mr. Rosenbaum was now running from my right side, and I was cornered from in front of me with Mr. Zeminski, and there were three people right there.
Take a deep breath, pal.
That's where I run.
Could be real. Could be real. Let's just add this up, all right? Because again, we're watching a car crash. We're driving by a car crash right now. That's all. We're not doing politics here. Let's just be clear. We're rubbernecking here a little bit, but let's do the math here. He starts crying when he's describing how these people were attacking him. I was looking around and they were all coming at me. The defense team is there questioning him. You know, he's with his team and this starts happening. If you were going to have a breakdown from reliving that moment, this is where it would have happened.
At that close range, it's a miracle that you missed, right?
I don't know.
You intended to kill him with those shots, didn't you?
No.
Did you even care whether or not those 2 rounds were going to kill him?
I didn't want to have to kill anybody that night.
In this moment, you're making a deliberate decision to pull the trigger twice, correct?
Yes.
That wasn't an accident. That was your conscious decision, wasn't it?
Yes.
And you're firing an AR-15 at close range to this individual, correct?
Yes.
And you knew full...
So this is a pretty experienced trial attorney here, this prosecution guy. And he is, if you watch this whole part, he is like laying it on real thick. He's laying it on real thick. He's using every trick in the book to not only like try to get this kid's knock this kid's screws loose, you know, but to really put a lot of gravity on the audience. If you watch this, it's a very intense. You know, even I was listening to it and I had it like on my phone and I was out like picking something up. I was like, wow, geez. I was getting kind of you know, it's kind of making me a little freaked out, to be honest.
Well, that if you hit him with 1 or both of those bullets, it could kill him, right?
There's that possibility.
If you hit him with one of those, wouldn't you agree it's a pretty strong likelihood you're going to kill him?
I don't know.
Did that even factor into your mind at that point? Did you even care whether you were going to kill him or not?
I didn't want to have to kill anybody. I was being attacked. That's why
With all this heaviness, way more heaviness than the defense, no crying. That's kind of weird.
You shot at him with the intent of hitting him and killing him, correct?
I didn't want to kill anybody.
then why are you shooting at someone with an AR-15 at close range if you don't want to kill him?
Because he's attacking me and he's stomping my face in, jumping and kicking my face in.
Yeah, like I definitely don't rush to conclusions on these kind of little like minutia crap, but yeah, the kid was faking it. Man, I mean, I'll show you another. I love the idea of them trying to portray this like these dumb right wingers like Steven Crowder trying to portray what an upstanding kid. He doesn't deserve this. When this kid is truly like just just a deranged danger to society, basically. I mean, I don't believe in like throwing people in prison or a death penalty or torture or any of that. The torture of a bad prison or like any of that stuff. I don't believe in that stuff, like, however, like this just should not exist. Like people should not get to this point of lunacy. But yeah, it strikes me a little odd. He started crying kind of perfectly on time there. They were trying to get me. Then this prosecutor just hammers him on the exact same situation, but like walks him through it step by step. And you killed this guy. And he's like, yep. I don't know, buddy, but here we go. This is probably the best part of this whole trial that I'm about to show you.
I have put exhibit number 7 up on the screen. Do you recognize that?
Yes, that's my old TikTok account.
That was a TikTok account that you had during the summer of 2020, correct?
Yes.
And it says your name on there, Kyle?
Yes.
Your username on TikTok was 4 Doors More Whores?
Yes.
And that's a picture of you there with your AR-15, correct?
Yes.
And underneath that, you have put on your profile the phrase, bruh, B-R-U-H, I'm just trying, T-R-Y-N-A, be famous. Is that correct?
Yes.
You're the one who wrote that?
Yes.
I don't know exactly how this is relevant. I mean, this might sway the jury a little bit. Yeah, this kid's sort of an idiot. This kid's sort of a moron. Hey, this is my TikTok account. 4 Doors More Whores. So, definitely a moron. Who knows? It could be some inside joke with his friends. Probably more of a moron thing if you're posing with a gun in your TikTok account. The really just moron and totally encouraged idiot gun culture we have in this stupid country of ours.
Political views.
But I love the keep that little smug way that guy, where is it?
Keep that little smug.
I love the way the guy says, and then, bruh, I'm just trying to be famous. You wrote that? Yes, I did. Honestly, clearly it does, kind of says something about his character. I mean, who doesn't know that this kid is a moron by now? It's a total moron. But I do think that if they put if any trial brought up any of our social media, it'd be like, so this bodega cat repost you put, haha, look this. You put, did you write that? And I'm like, yeah, I did. I retweeted that. I retweeted that bodega cats. I'll go to jail now. Okay, now we get into the kind of interesting, weird stuff that makes us, wow, this case has taken some weird turns. Not a lot of people are talking about this in the media, but there's a part where the prosecutor, because they have this drone footage, kind of weird that there's so much like media from every angle on this guy getting shot and killed. But there's this drone footage, pretty high resolution drone footage overhead of this kid shooting this first guy, killing him. And the prosecution is like, okay, so we want to bring out an iPad. We're going to connect that to a TV or whatever. We're going to bring out the iPad, but we're going to zoom in. We're going to, do the reverse pinch. We're going to do the reverse pinch so we can zoom in and look closer at the shooting. And the defense goes, Your Honor, we can't do that because there's an AI in the iPad that makes the video different. It's literally just zooming in on the image on an iPad. He's like, no, there's AI on there that makes it different, so we can't look at that. Which is kind of like, to me, it's like, okay, the defense doesn't want them to see this video.
Your Honor, I think everybody in this room has a smartphone, whether it's an Apple iPhone or some other device. And I think we've all taken a photograph or a video at one point or another and used the pinch to zoom in feature. This is a common part of everyone's everyday life. In the olden days, you had a photograph and a magnifying glass, right? That doesn't change the photograph. When you use a magnifying glass to look at words on a paper or a photograph, the magnifying glass doesn't change the image.
This is another interesting thing. So look, we're going down the rabbit hole a little bit here, but I talked about how there's this video of this kid that he uploaded to social media. Kind of interesting that, you know, it's just like an interesting procedural lawyer thing that they like comb through people's social media. But they found I guess it's a Instagram post or some crap like that, where this kid, you know, the defendant, is watching people come out of CVS saying like, I wish I had an AR-15 to shoot them right now. Honestly, kind of relevant to the case. It's not like a perfect, like, oh, we got him. But it's kind of like an indication of like, yeah, this kid's kind of unhinged, you know, really. But the judge was like, no, you can't show that. I'm not going to admit that. This is kind of bizarre. Kind of a bizarre move from the prosecutor, the person who's trying to get Kyle Rittenhouse. He just kind of brings it up. The judge is like, no, we're not going to talk about that now. And the judge yells at him.
It was propensity evidence. That is exactly what 90404 is designed to prevent. You're talking about his attitudes. His attitude is he wants to shoot people. Now, I've admitted that kind of evidence in other trials when it's been appropriate. I didn't admit it in this case because, to me, what I've heard in this trial, and by the way, Mr. Richards absolutely correctly points out that just hours ago, I said I had heard nothing in this trial to change any of my rulings. So why?
Testimony, Your Honor.
Pardon me?
That was before the defense testimony.
Don't get brazen with me.
Oh, damn.
Party.
It is kind of weird because this prosecutor is, you know, he's like a very experienced trial lawyer, blah, 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 blah. Like, why would he? I'm kind of like confused. Why would he do this? The only thing I could come up with, because he knew, I feel like he knew he was going to get in trouble for this. He's bringing up something that the judge was pretty clear, like, don't bring this up. The only thing I could think of is maybe he feels like he thinks that that's so important to the case that he's like, screw it. I'm gonna bring it up, and then I'll kind of like, I'll shoot first. Ooh, yeah, this is too soon. Shoot first and ask questions later on this one. I'll just bring this thing up that I'm not supposed to bring up. Get yelled at the judge and be like, oh, like oops, sorry. It could also be like maybe this guy thinks he's having a hard time with the case. Maybe thinks he's not gonna win, so he like punted. It's hard to say. Okay, so back to Crowder. Back to this guy. There's a slim chance that kid might have not been fake crying on his lawyer's recommendation, but that might not have. There's a tiny chance that might have not been fake. But this is definitely fake. Here we go.
He'll be responsible for more death. That's where that kid broke down. And anyone, and this is where at that point, I don't want to be that I don't want to be that guy who just, oh, this is ridiculous, and I hate this, and just emote. But you know what? Anyone who, specifically, people who work at Facebook who said, we're not going to allow posts praising Kyle Rittenhouse because it's praising of a mass shooter. Fuck you. People at GoFundMe who removed this kid's ability to defend himself legally. Fuck you. People at the FBI who, the hours of footage that is out there. Former Vice President Biden, fuck you. This kid is deserved. He is owed an apology from all of you. All of you.
Okay, buddy. All right. Calm down. He is owed an apology. from all of you, and we're gonna all get that apology as soon as we get those super chats going. Look at get that coffee cup club money. What an idiot.
This isn't a we were wrong. Not only that, we were wrong and we're sorry. Fuck you. And let's be really clear. He's a proxy for everyone out there right now. You don't think this can happen to you? This is about your right to self-defense. If this kid doesn't have the right to defend himself, if the kid going down to...
Yeah, the next time I'm running around with an illegal gun in an area where there's like chaotic protests and all this stuff, where I'm actually, another thing that the prosecution kind of proved, where I'm not welcome, I'll remember that, Crowder. Like, oh no, oh man, I should have listened to Crowder. I'm running around with an AR-15 that I got my friend to buy. I'm running around with an AR-15 that I got my friend to buy. When I'm doing that, the next time I'm doing that, I'll be like, man, Crowder's right. I can't defend myself now because the woke mob will get me. Yeah, so who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? I think this is the case as the trial's kind of wrapping up. But there's really only obviously we're looking at the bottom, like the stupidest, silliest, goofiest right-wing grifters on YouTube. But really, there's only one fairly obvious position on this whole thing, which is this kid is an extremely not bright teenager who's a danger to himself and others. He's partly the victim of these guys.
Bed made of money.
Beat a kid in Walmart.
And, all these YouTube hucksters who encourage, who really probably encourage the people around him, like his parents and all this stuff, that this moronic gun nut idiot culture is like normal. And also that human life is way less important than like property, than like empty businesses. Empty businesses in downtown Kenosha are more important than like humans remaining alive. So let's see if these geniuses can figure it out. See if the genius jurors can figure that one out too. Well, anyway, guys, that is my sad commentary.
And so here comes my sad commentary. Wow.
And remember, do whatever you have to
get the Chinese tchotchkes in for Christmas. Chinese tchotchkes.
Okay? Bye-bye. Look at these people. These people make this show possible. If it wasn't for them, nothing. We don't have a show. We got nothing, and it's garbage. And we have to just leave. We have to just basically walk away, and we don't even really know where we're walking. That's the truly troubling part about all this. But please, become a patron today for as little as 2 bones, or 5 bones is another level, or 10, or you go the full 25 and you get up here. Big special thanks to these people. Love you guys. Love you guys so much.